Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nithyananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamahasiddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters. India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nithyananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nithyanandaya swagatam, anandanubhavaswadam, sarvaroga nivarakam, vande papa vinashaktam. Nithyanandaya swagatam, nityamuktam nirvikalpam, dhyanaloka pradipakam, vande shantamayam bandham. Nithyanandaya swagatam, anandagandha sancharam, sarvopadhi vinirmuktam.
Sadashivasamarambam Jnana-sambandhacharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam. Time is the greatest lie told to humanity. Time is the greatest lie ever told to humanity. There is no such thing as time exists. Sun is rising and setting. Moon is rising and setting. Seasons are happening not as you planned. Please understand, we always think only in the modern days seasons are not happening properly. Seasons never happened properly because there is no such thing as proper exists for season. Maybe you try to understand with certain averages between 20 degree and 30 degree, between 60 degree and 70 degree. With averages, you come up with arguments to support some greatest lie called time. Where is time? There is no such thing as time exists. Sun rises and falls, moon rises and falls, body rises and falls. That's all. Where is time? What is the definition of a day? It is not existential reality. A day is not a day as you think. It is the definition you created, which the whole world has accepted non-controversially. See, any definition accepted non-controversially by the world does not become existential reality. It's a taught fact. If all of us sit together and pass certain resolution, let there not be any tsunami anymore on the planet Earth, you think it is going to become existential reality? At the most, it can become a country law. That's all. Or at the most, it can become a law in all the places where the human beings are living. But not more than that. Time is the root cause of all sufferings. I tell you, realize this one truth and decide not to bend for anything. See, as per your reality, anything which you perceive for a long period, you conceive that as a reality. That is why dreams you think as illusion, because you perceive that only for a few hours. This waking state you perceive as reality, you perceive this for 70 years. That is only 7 hours, this is 70 years. So you perceive this as a reality. If you look at from this definition, for the sun to go around the earth takes billions of years. Then the earth to go around the sun, earth goes around the sun within 1 year. Sun goes around the earth taking billion years. Then that should be the reality. Even as per your reality. Even as per your reality, sun goes round the earth. So I thought, what do you mean by west, east, earth going around the sun itself is a lie. Then what about the time created by this lie? Understand, sun goes around the earth. So from today, no time, no calendar. What from today? From now. What from now? Where is now? Because you are already occupying this ground, You justify the conspiracy you create and impart on the new generation happening on the planet Earth. Time is the worst myth, greatest lie, most saddest concept taught to human beings by the unconscious human beings, who are in turn taught that same foolishness by some other unconscious human beings, to whom in turn the same lie was taught by some other human being. Do not inherit sadism. When you learn the concept of time, you inherit sadism. Unfortunately, if you don't learn the concept of time, you are not given food. That's the reason I feel we should get back to agriculture civilization and start eating what grows in the land we are rolling. The land on which you are standing, sleeping, taking bath, what grows there, start eating and living with it. Get back to agriculture civilization. You don't need food, infrastructure from the fools who carry this great sadist concept of time. We need to look at the life more consciously, more intelligently, more decently, in a more settled way. Holistic way. People need to know time is a lie. Your life is not 100 year or 200 year as you have been taught. Body rises and falls, that's all. There's no years. When you relax from the idea of time, you live for a long time. When you are caught in the idea of time, life looks like long, not really long. Life really being long or looking like long, there's a big difference between these two. Life needs to be lived with a tremendous freedom that time is a lie.
Nitya Kriya, restoring Hatha Yoga to the world. A series of healing yogic processes revealed by Paramahamsa Nithyananda to care and cure for diseases and disorders. Practice Nitya Kriya and awaken your Kundalini energy. To find out more, visit www.nityananda.org/nitya-kriyas.
Being an external to all the happenings of your internal is what I mean by being liberated from time. Please understand. Being external to all the happenings of your internal. Being external to all the happenings of your internal means whatever you consider as the internal happening. The concept of time, stress created by time, strengths of your body and mind, weaknesses of your body and mind, the ideas you carry about your consciousness, including the experience you have about consciousness. All internal, when it is experienced as external, you are beyond time. Meditate on this one sacred secret. Live it. Live this sutra. Live this one sacred secret. Whatever you think as internal should become external to you. Living in such an observation, all internal is external for you. The more and more internal things become external for you, the more you are grown spiritually. Understand? Inside, if there are 100 things, for somebody 20 things may become external. Means initially your body will become external for you. Yes, this is not me. Then your prana, air circulation will become external for you. This is not me. Then mental thoughts will become external for you. This is not me. But initially all these will be internal for you. Then emotions. Oh, this is not me. Understand? Making all the subtlest internal happenings as external. Externalizing all the most subtlest internal happenings. When you internalize, the external things, more and more bondage happens. When you externalize internal things, more and more liberation happens. That's all. When you externalize, first the body becomes external. Then prana becomes external. Then the thoughts becomes external. Then emotions becomes external. Then the pains caused by that emotions becomes external. Then the very experience of consciousness becomes external. Only finally, ultimately, the pure consciousness alone remains as internal. Please understand, I am revealing one of the important truth. The gap between one thought and the other thought is kshana, 1 unit of time in Vedic tradition. If you pick up more and more thoughts to make it into action, more and more engrams. Please understand, step by step. First, your body is made out of random thoughts and regularized engrams. Regularized engram means the thoughts which you again and again picked up to work, to make into reality. What for you are working. You are maybe even thinking is working. If you are thinking far in that particular direction again and again and again, it can be called as working. So, random thoughts like a fish is jumping in the lake, and specific thoughts which you again and again picked up, try to make into reality. Try to infuse reality. So engrams, these two are the base material for your body. This is one truth. The other truth, the gap between one thought and the other thought is a kshana, means time. As long as there are only thoughts, there is no aging. Only when the engrams hit the thoughts or thoughts hit the engrams, the aging starts happening in your body. Please understand? When you pick up more and more thoughts and try to make them into reality, the conflict starts. 10 seconds before you picked up the thought of being in silence and trying to make it reality. 10 minutes after you are picking up the thought of going to the office and working wildly and making money, you want this thought to become reality. Then starts conflict. Aging starts happening when there is a fight between the engram and thoughts. If there is only thoughts, there is no aging. There is no aging. Only the fight between the engrams and thoughts in your muscles is responsible for aging. If you look a little deeply, the time, which is a one more matter, itself has no power to distract, destroy your consciousness. Then what is it that is adding so much of fear, insecurity and sense of aging on us? Please understand. The time itself has no power over your consciousness. But your inner space, in which consciousness is also part, struggles constantly with fear and insecurity of aging and getting destroyed or being lost. What is that? Suffering. What is the reason for suffering? What is that which is suffering? Look both. The reason for suffering is your thoughts and engrams having conflict. What is that suffering is the biomemory which is made out of these two, the thoughts and engraved memories. It's a very, 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 very subtle, deep truth. I wanted you to understand this important fact. If you go and see the Kalabhairava in our ashram, in charge of security, is the Lord of Time, you will see he will be standing on the time shaft. Means he is the Lord of time shaft, who is beyond time shaft. If you see, he will be having his left leg in the front and right leg in the back. Funny thing is, the right leg represents the future, left leg represents the past. So he says, past comes before the future. Please understand. Now what I am going to utter is past. Please understand. What I am going to utter is past. What I am going to say is past. What I am going to do in next 1 hour is past. I am not saying what I did is past. What I am going to do is past. And you think, what? What is happening here? Anything which is going to happen, as you understand, is the conflict between the thought and engrams. I don't know whether you are able to catch. Anything which is going to happen is the fight and conflict between thought and engrams. Means time which is already defined. Anything already defined is past. So the layer of your thought and engram which is projected further, even if it has not yet happened, it is past. It is past. You understand? It is standing. It is standing, but it is past because already it is projected. And the moments you spent in the past without the fight between thought and engrams is future, even though it is already lived. Listen. The moments you are going to spend in conflict between the thoughts and biomemory, thoughts and engrams, even it is not lived because it is already projected, it is past. The moments you spent without having fight between the thoughts and engrams, even if it is already spent, it is future. Emptiness. The aging process is quickened if more and more thoughts hit engrams, or if more and more efforts are made to make thoughts into engrams. Now, stopping the conversion process of thoughts into engrams is unclutching. The process of converting thoughts into engrams is an automatic process when you are clutched. Stopping that conversion is unclutching. That is what I call conflict-free life. Either just go on fulfilling engrams, then they will become thoughts, they will get diluted and become thoughts. Or go on having thoughts, don't create engrams. Just sitting and something is going on like a breeze. It's like a dreams passing by. Both will not let aging happen in you. When thoughts are getting converted into engrams, that is where the conflict starts happening, the aging starts happening, your muscles get tired, the aging process is working on you, time is creating its impact on you. Your inner space, which is mixture of the pure consciousness and thoughts and engrams, will start experiencing chaos only when the thoughts and engrams hit each other. Try to overlap onto other space. Actually, if the engrams becoming thoughts will not have much difficulty, much problem. But thoughts becoming engrams will create deep tiredness in you. See, all catharsis process which I am teaching you, either shouting or screaming or crying or releasing, is nothing but diluting engram into thoughts so that you can unclutch easily from it. Aging is directly related to your inner space. The idea which you carry about you in the inner space directly reflects on your body.
Nithyananda's Sacred Art Store, a storehouse of spiritual products from the Vedic culture. Find all your needs for a yogic body, Vedic mind, and N living. A one-stop shop for spiritual products and gifts. www.sacredartstore.com or email us at sales@ngalleria.com.
If you are initiated into the process of handling time, that the process of unclutching at the tip of the nose from the time, means one, the boredom. If you have mastered time, you will not have boredom in your life. Break this boredom. The moment you break boredom, you can make time out of consciousness. Like a thread out of cotton, you can make time out of consciousness. your body will not experience the worst anti-effects of time on you. Your body and mind experiences the negative effects of time on you only when you are bored. Do not expect excitement from something other than time. Let the time itself excite you. Let the movement of time over you itself excite you. Don't expect something else also should come along with the time. See now, Kala, time is continuously moving on you. But you expect along with Kala some more pleasures to come to excite you. When those pleasures are missing, you feel bored. If you are feeling bored with Kala, you are fighting with time. No. No. Work on the tip of the nose means unclutch. Putting your awareness on the tip of the nose and break free from Kalatraya. Please understand. When I say the word Kalatraya, it's 3 different modes of time. I am not saying past, present, future. No. Excited, bored, anti. Sometimes you are excited about time. Sometimes you are bored of time. Sometimes you are against time. This is Kalatraya. Excited about the time is expectation about future. Bored of time is unable to be in present. Afraid of time is the fear or the negativity which you have about your past. This is Kalatraya. Break free from that Kalatraya by unclutching, by putting your awareness on the nose. In Yoga Sutras, we have a process called Samyama. Samyama means Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, all 3 put together. That is what I mean exactly unclutching. If you bring your awareness to the tip of the nose and unclutch from the passing time, the boredom created by time, excitement about expectations of time, the times may happen, and the negativity you carry about the times which had happened. Unclutch from that. You are now free from time. So you don't even need to sit in particular time with me, to be with me. Wherever you are, just connect. I'll be there and you will be there. We will be there. Together. I can give you a very powerful technique to own your time. Take 21 days and make your routine very stable. Like a morning 6 o'clock, you will be in this spot doing this. 6:30 you will be in this spot doing this. 7:30 you will be in this spot doing this. Like this from morning till night, make a clear routine and decide for any reason the routine is not going to change, and tell your mind you are supposed to be comfortable and happy in that time doing that. That's all. You will own time. This is a very powerful process. Understand? I did this. I did this in my life. Standardized it. Standardize it. Standardize the routine just for 21 days and decide, I am going to be doing this happily. Nothing can be done. The body is frozen. That is, that time the body is going to be like that, in that place. Means you eliminate the disturbance of biomemory from your life. That's one of the major enemies. You are trying to fight with two enemies at a time. No. Eliminate one enemy. Make one enemy a handicap. He has no more right over you. Now fight with the enemy of not owning the time. See, if you try to learn language and concept both newly, you will not be able to learn. Pick up a book which you know thoroughly the whole concepts. Read in a new language, you will learn the language. Or pick up a book which you know the language but new concept, you will learn the concept. But if concept and language both are new, you will not learn both. So your life, your body language, that daily routine is the new language. And the concept is a new concept. If both you are trying to learn, you will not be able to. You will miss it. So freeze the body language. This is the time you will be coming out, and this is the way you will be walking, and make the whole life as ritual. Just clear, frozen ritual. You may think, what is this? It is completely against Swamiji's teachings. He always asks you to be spontaneous. Now the purpose is different. Understand? The purpose is different. Actually, if you do what I am saying, you will understand the inner spontaneity. After you catch the thread of inner spontaneity, the outer spontaneity will happen. I am teaching you the technique to catch the inner spontaneity. I can tell you, if you catch the inner spontaneity technique, one moment spending with me is enough. The initiation will happen. Not only just spiritual healing, initiation itself will happen. I wanted all of you to know some of the important things about aging from the Siddha tradition. The knowledge now I am revealing is the most sacred secret from the Siddha tradition. They call it science of Kayakalpa, means living eternally. Whenever you go through an experience, whether it is a pain or joy or boredom or excitement or feeling guilt, you go through some emotion all the time. There is some experience all the time. There is no time when you don't have any experience. You can't say there are some time when I don't have any experience. No. Either there is a pain or bliss or suffering or anxiety, something or other constantly causing you experiences. Look in. It's time to reduce the experience to its depth. Don't be superficial. When you look deep, all experiences gets reduced to its subtlest level. See, the whole understanding about the experiences need to happen in everybody. When you look deep, all experiences in its subtlest form gets reduced to a simple pranic movements. That's all. Simple pranic movements. I tell you, time, psychological time also is nothing but a simple pranic movements. That is why when the prana is fully alive, when the kundalini is awakened, the brain part which takes cognizance of time does not understand time ordinary way in the brains of our disciples when their Kundalini is awakened. When their Kundalini is awakened, they go beyond time. They experience a space beyond time. Kevala. Let's understand this concept, Kevala. Whenever you relate with the past connections, when you work with the past relationships, the time pulls you into that space because of the time-space continuum. See, a being which understands it is alone, Kevala, is a base material, raw material, where extraordinary powers, experiences, and enlightenment itself can flower. But once your inner space experiences the past times, naturally the time pulls you into the past space. Then for next 9 months, the possibility of enlightenment is postponed. The possibility of extraordinary experiences is postponed. Again, it takes 9 months for any human being to sink the idea, Kevala, I am alone. First lesson a child should learn is there is nobody. He came alone. He is responsible for his head and body being together. He is responsible for his hand hanging in his body. He is responsible for his leg connected to his body. Child should learn this lesson first. But normally it looks very cruel, brutal. Even the brahmacharini was shocked. She said, "What is this, Swamiji? It's too cold." I said, "Life is cold. Don't try to make it hot. Don't say it is cold. Use right word. It's cool." Child should know neither the father nor the mother or the relatives are going to be in his or her frequency. His or her frequency is going to be independently intelligent. Please understand, it is not going to be the extension of the parent's intelligence. God creates, never recreates. You are going to be independently intelligent. Unfortunately, this time-space continuum keeps you constantly as the extension of the elder's intelligence. I tell you, sannyas means becoming independently intelligent. As long as you are the extension of the intelligence of your elders, including your guru. Understand? If you are just extension of my intelligence, sannyas has not happened in you.
Kailash, the abode of Shiva. Explore the peak of mystery with Paramahamsa Nithyananda, a living enlightened master to the most sacred pilgrimage destination on earth. Added bonus, a visit to Madurai is added to the itinerary of the full trip with Swamiji after returning from Kailash. For more information or to register, visit n-yatras.nithyananda.org or write us at n.yatras@nithyananda.org.
past, present, future is three independent systems of time, and past mixed with future and present means most of it will be past and little bit of present and little bit of future. That's one cycle. Same way, most of it present, little past, little future, one cycle. Most of it will be future, little past, little present, one cycle. Like this, totally 9 cycles, 9 snakes, one on the other on the other. Means all 9 are independent circles. That is why I am saying time does not exist as you understand or the plane in which you exist. Time exists in a plane where your logic does not function. Psychologically be relieved of the concept of time, concept of aging, concept of death, concept of birth, concept of anything attributed to time flow. If the psychological time moves towards the world time, it is called pravritti, getting more and more caught with the world. If it moves towards the cosmic time, it's called nivritti, turning more and more towards enlightenment. Person who turns the psychological time towards the cosmic time is master. Psychological time will be turned towards cosmic time when you understand the time as you understand does not exist. I am not saying don't go to office in time. No. All I am saying is, don't allow the psychological time to torture you. Do not allow the world time to influence your psychological time. Mainly about aging. Number of years you may live. As the number of years you lived, you always feel, oh God, so many years I lived, I wasted my life. If you are sitting and thinking, last 10 years you wasted, you are wasting today also. You are wasting now 11th year. Time does not have existence. Be free, be liberated from the time. One doctor was sitting and chatting. He's a researcher in the line of physics, neurology and spirituality. He was talking about something called entanglement. Certain atoms are vibrating in certain frequencies. In some other part of the world, another one atom, if both of them are made to vibrate in the same frequency, something called entanglement happens between these two. So the information passed to this one automatically pass that one also. So for the information teleportation, this entanglement is used. Please understand. In entanglement, the distance between these two atoms is lost. It becomes one space. I can say this happens in ether. There's one step further, something is called energy of the ether. In that space, it becomes one time. Please understand. I am explaining some of the most subtle truths about time and space, so that many of the entanglement you are having in your inner space, many of the bondages you are having in your inner space can be broken, you can be liberated, unless you understand the most subtle truths about time. You cannot be liberated even from your day-to-day basic problems. If you are having a simple problem, you are not able to stop smoking, that is directly related to time. Understanding about time can liberate you from the simple problems like addiction to the ultimate problem, samsara sadhana, means the darkness, pain of ignorance. I'll expand a little more on this truths of time, kala, so that you will be able to understand this truth of right decision making. The psychological time and chronological time. Chronological time means the clock clicking. That is chronological time. Psychological time means your mind moving. Your mind moving to and fro or back and forth, whatever way it moves. Gap between one thought and the other thought is 1 unit of time in psychological field. In the field of inner space, psychology, the gap between one thought and the other thought is 1 unit of time, kshana. In the physical field, all of you know, there is so many definitions of 1 second, 1 unit of time. There are so many definitions. The physical field that you all know, I don't need to define. But in the psychological field, gap between one thought and the other thought is 1 unit of time. When there is more gap, means less number of thoughts. When there is more gap, each unit of time will be more clear, more available, more spacious, so all your 5 senses can perceive it. Please understand. If the psychological 1 unit of time is 4 times more than physical 1 unit of time, your senses will be purified, because your senses will have sensitivity to perceive. If your psychological time unit is 5 times more than the physical unit of time, you will enter into the divine space, means the extraordinary smell, extraordinary taste, extraordinary hearing, extraordinary touch will start happening. Understand? Till this equation you need to understand. The physical unit, 1 time, 1 unit time, and psychological 1 unit time. If the psychological unit is at least 4 unit of physical unit, means like a 4 second is gap between one thought and the other thought, means your body will get the sensitivity to sense things peacefully. Till then, any decision you make, you directly go to hell. No roundabout way. Please understand, basic need of a human being is 4 unit of physical time as 1 unit of psychological time. This is the basic need of a human being. Only then you are a human being. Only then you have a right to handle your brain. This is a owner's manual for brain. If you have not learnt how to make 4 unit of physical time as 1 unit of psychological time, you are sitting and driving a vehicle which has no brake. This should be the basic lesson taught to all the beings which has an independent, intelligent brain. When a child is able to think independently, the first lesson he need to learn is how to make 4 unit of physical time into 1 unit of his psychological time. Then simply he knows how to run his life. How to run his life. When you are able to make 5 unit of physical time, physical unit into 1 psychological unit time, means 5 second gap between one thought and the other thought. Then you will start experiencing the divine, I can say that intense smell. What you go through in the energy darshan, the intense sound, the intense touch, the intense taste in the tongue, all this starts happening. Another important truth is, if your psychological unit is less than physical unit, 1 second, your time is not solid experience, it is a kind of a air, just disappears. That is what is called pralaya, black hole. Everything being sucked into it and nothing is delivered. That is what is black hole. Please understand. If your psychological time is less than 1 second, the gap between one thought and the other thought is less than 1 second, that thought acts as a black hole in you. That is what is death in you continuously. Continuously it sucks everything for no reason, destroys everything for no reason. The aging gets quickened. Any decision you make, you directly go to hell. And when more unit of physical time becomes psychological unit, your future becomes very solid. Solid, which you can perceive, use. I can say, if your psychological time unit, the gap between one thought and the other thought, kshana, is more than 4 seconds, the future, which is a solid material, will be given to you, out of which you can make as you want. It's like a wax handed over to you. You have freedom to do what you want with it. That is the material out of which your dream and waking state is made. Now, whatever you perceive, the persons who are sitting next to you, the person who is sitting opposite to you, the place in which you are sitting, or in imagination, the places you are able to remember, all that are made out of wax, which is called time. Which is called time. If you have a deep insecurity of melting this wax, you will hold on, hold on, hold on, even if this wax is torturing you. Person whose psychological unit of time, kshana, is more than 4 seconds, not only will have freedom to create his future, he will have healed emotion. Means he will just have a deep, complete centering on emotion. He can play it as he wants. He can put it on something or somebody and take it out immediately within a second. Living without getting attached, renouncing without having hangover. The complete conflict-free inner space. So, work on seeing your past as past, future as future, present as present. Any decision you make in the present will be the present to you by the presence.
Nithyananda Radio Podcast, Life Solutions on the Go, with enlightening and entertaining segments each week in the form of breakthrough talks, meditation techniques, interviews, and more. Nithyananda-radio.podomatic.com.
Living in the present moment is impossible. Come on, try. Present moment, present moment, present moment. Already it has become past and future. The very idea, present moment, one part is already swallowed by past, one part is still coming out of the present. It is like when child comes out of the womb, death is swallowing the child. The mouth of the womb and the mouth of the death has no gap. In that gap you are trying to live. No. Then what is liberation? Liberation means living in all the three at a time. I am present in my past, in my present, in my future. Means all three has become part of me, from me. I am the womb from which all three are getting delivered. Please understand, if you try to live in present, you will have the dent of the past and future in that egg. Just look at this moment, try to be in present. You will have that underlying sorrow you carry from the past, under the underlying insecurity you have about future, will be there part of this egg. Then how can you hatch enlightenment? Egg from hen cannot hatch horse or tiger. At this moment, when you try to live in present, when you have the deep suffering of past and fear of insecurity embedded inside this egg, how can this egg give birth to enlightenment? No. If somebody is saying that live in the present moment, you will become enlightened, be very clear, he is hypocrite and he has not practiced and achieved enlightenment. Enlightenment happens in you when you live in all three space, past, present and future. How to? Just understand, time does not exist. Time does not exist. Just think, suddenly all the clocks and calendars disappear from the planet Earth. What is time? What is this foolishness? BC, AD. How do you know it is 211? What is calculation of time? Ultimately, time has no sense. The idea is brought to our life for the sake of simple understanding of day-to-day life smooth running. The greatest conspiracy called civilization has been forced upon the human beings who are expecting all of us to wake up at some time and be in a certain place at some time. Even we, the mystery schools are caught in that time. No other way, because you guys are already programmed for it. I have to take you only through that and get you out. What is time? So remove all the intellectual understanding and the day-to-day life of pressure about time on you. Time does not exist. What are the bases with which we measure time? The earth is rotating itself and going around the sun. I want all of you to know it's a lie taught to you by the limited visionary scientists. I am telling you very clearly, sun is going around the earth. No, I am going to reveal the truth to you. I am not saying earth is going around the sun. No, it is a lie taught to you by the short-visioned scientists who can see only some few thousand galaxies. I tell you from my authority, not only a man, the consciousness who is seeing all galaxies, the consciousness from which all galaxies are coming out and merging. Sun is going around the earth. Please understand, all movements are comparative. You exist in past, present, future. Please understand. I'll give you the example of present moment as egg. This has a trace of all your past and all your future and present. If you go on trying to be in the present, avoiding the past and avoiding the future, how are you going to deliver enlightenment? No, it will be an aborted child. Just understand, the past and future is part of you. Sit on the egg means remembering the past and future inclusion is present. So whenever a wave comes from the past, understand, the wave from the past is also coming in present. So don't hate saying that it is past. No. Understand? Just because you have already experienced that, it does not mean it has become past. It is happening only in this moment. For example, here is a projector. In that projector, the light is the present moment, awareness. But the scenes are being shown which happened in 1950. You think, oh, I am seeing a movie related to past, it is not enlightenment. No. But the awareness through which you are seeing the 1940 movie, that awareness is present. That awareness is this moment. So awareness is beyond time, whether it makes you experience past, present or future. Whatever may be the experience you are having on your inner space, the awareness which is responsible for that is present. That is why I am saying, be inclusive of all three. Do not hate or reject past or future. Be inclusive of all three, you will live enlightenment. Nitya is not living in present, it is living in all three. Let you all achieve, experience, live, express, radiate, share and explode in eternal bliss. Nithyananda.
Nithyananda Dhyanapitham, Nithyananda Nagar, off Mysore Road, Bidadi, Bangalore, 562109. Contact 097422033311. www.nithyananda.org. www.youtube.com/lifeblissfoundation.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nithyananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nithyananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nithyananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.